The bipartisan Select Committee on January 6th is set to hold its first primetime hearing, laying out in vivid detail for the American people the findings of its nearly year-long investigation into the Capitol attack and the campaign to overturn the 2020 election. According to reporting from The Guardian, this first two-hour primetime hearing will begin with opening statements from Chairman Benny Thompson and Vice Chair Liz Cheney, who will lay out the roadmap that these hearings will follow. It will then feature live witness testimony from the first Capitol police officer injured in the attack, Caroline Edwards, and a documentary filmmaker embedded at the time with the far-right group, the Proud Boys, Nick Quested. Over the past year and a half, we have gotten bits and pieces of information regarding the lead-up to the assault on January 6th. This hearing will be the first chapter in a series that will finally thread that public knowledge with new, unknown information into a comprehensive overview of what led to one of the largest attacks on American democracy. Joining me now is no one better to be able to break this all down for us. It's a reporter who has broken so much news out of this committee, including the news about that documentary filmmaker appearing in the first hearing. We have congressional reporter for The Guardian, Hugo Lowell. Sorry about that, Hugo, but, I have to start with the first question. Do you got any new news that you want to share with us and for our viewers?
Yeah, so I just learned late last night that the January 6th committee is expected to tie in the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys militia groups together in the same seditious conspiracy. Now, the Justice Department has indicted many of their top leaders for seditious conspiracy, but separately. I think the Select Committee is hoping at this hearing to connect them together to say these groups coordinated, and they coordinated in order to stop the certification of Joe Biden's election win, and so that it was all planned from the start.
Hugo, as a trial lawyer, we are taught when you present your case, primacy and recency is the way to go. You start strong, you end strong. So why do you think the 1-6 committee is starting with these particular two witnesses?
Well, Nick Quested's this really interesting guy. He followed the Proud Boys around for weeks and months before January 6th. He was embedded with them to document what they were doing for his own film. And then what he ended up capturing inadvertently was the Proud Boys planning in the days before January 6th about how they were going to storm the Capitol. And then on January 6th itself, when they marched from the Ellipse to the Capitol, and the Proud Boys were the first people to firstly breach the perimeter of Capitol grounds, but then also breach the actual Capitol building. It was Dominic Pezzola, a Proud Boys member, who smashed a window on the Senate side with a police shield that led the crowd to go through the window into the Capitol. And so he really had a first-hand account, and he was right up against the forefront of what the Proud Boys was doing. So there's no one better to know how this seditious conspiracy unfolded than Nick Quested. The other witness, Caroline Edwards, was the officer who was holding back the barricades at the base of Capitol Hill when she got pushed back when the Proud Boys and the mob at the front of that crowd pushed her over. And so these people have direct, first-hand knowledge of what was going on. And if you want to lay the groundwork of how the Capitol attack came to be, then I think this is a very good place to start.
I think, Hugo, though, ultimately, people are going to want to have questions answered, which is, OK, fine. You got the Proud Boys, you got the Oath Keepers, you have them coordinating. We're seeing this presented by the 1-6 committee. But they're going to want to know, just like me, how far up the food chain did this coordination go? How far up did it go to Donald Trump? From your reporting of what you've learned from the committee, do you believe that there's going to be testimony from somebody like Mike Pence or Brad Raffensperger, for example, that we've heard about, that's going to say there is a direct link to Donald Trump having his fingerprints over all of this coordination?
So I know the committee for months now have been trying to establish whether Trump oversaw some sort of unlawful conspiracy that connected both the violence at the Capitol with the political plan that Trump had to stop the certification. It is not clear whether they have evidence to suggest that is the case. And I think it's important to remember, right, just because we're having the hearings now doesn't mean that the investigation is over. Also, we have the DOJ investigation happening in parallel. This is just like the opportunity for the committee to present what it has found thus far. Whether or not they can connect this is the lingering question. And, Brad Raffensperger is in talks with the committee to appear publicly. Other members of people around Trump's circle, the White House counsels, are in conversation with the committee to see whether they might testify in public. I don't know. It's frankly an open question still. But I think the committee is working very hard towards trying to achieve that goal, and same as the DOJ.
Quickly, Hugo, do you have any indication from your knowledge of the committee whether or not they're going to stick with the 6 hearings only? Could we see more? You just mentioned that, frankly, the investigation is still ongoing. So is there any possibility that we'll get even more insight and even more presentation in terms of public hearings from the 1-6 committee?
As far as I understand, for the month of June, we're going to settle at 6. They're going to be 6 in June over these 2 weeks because that's what they planned out for the moment. It is certainly possible, though, and I think Congressman Jamie Raskin has already said this, and same as the chairman, Benny Thompson, both have said there is the prospect of further hearings down the line. In fact, committee members were talking about a couple of weeks ago holding a last hearing in September simultaneously as they published their final report to outline what the report will say. And so it may well be the case that we get further hearings. And if they uncover more evidence that they believe is real evidence of wrongdoing, then there is obviously the potential for more hearings there as well.
Hugo Lowell from The Guardian, you are the tip of the spear, in my opinion, for being able to bring the American public the information it needs about the January 6th committee and everything that has to do with January 6th. I thank you for being here today.